Hey there and welcome to Iconic Empires Influencer TV. I'm Genine Howard, your host. Today I'm talking about a topic that is so hot right now, and that's omnipresence. Omnipresence, what does that mean? So omnipresence is about being everywhere your ideal client goes, online really. So what we want to do is get celebrity status with our ideal clients well before we actually try and make a sale from them. Now, before I start this conversation, I'm going to preface something. I am very much about raising the world's consciousness, doing good in the world, and getting your message out there that helps people and empowers them. So, word of warning, do not use omnipresence for evil. It's actually really, really powerful. And it's interesting in the online space over the last few years, things change rapidly, as I'm sure you're aware, but we're actually kind of going back, right? So we're going back to relationships. We're going back to value and content. So there was a really, a period of a couple of years where you could pretty much do a Facebook ad, run an ad to a webinar, do this great webinar and have people pay you money on the webinar. Or you might do a follow-up email series and people will pay you after that. Okay, it's still kind of happening, but not as much anymore. So what we're finding is that people can, they're really savvy. Like there's so much competition out there in the market, especially in this coaching consulting space, that people are very, very savvy. They really want to make sure that they love the person that they're going to give money to, that they absolutely are, 100% secure that that is going to work for them. Because as I said, there's so much competition. So if you're in the coaching or consulting space, you need to get omnipresent. So this is what this channel, for example, is all about. It's about giving you a really quick access to who I actually am so that you can make a decision. You either love me, don't love me, doesn't matter. For me, I'm about attracting my ideal clients. So by me just being me, by giving you great content for free, by showing you, what I'm all about and my values, you will know me, like me, trust me quicker through having a content marketing platform. So content marketing platform is the first place to start getting omnipresence. Now, this is my personal method, right? You'll hear from lots of other gurus about what they think. This is what I think. Now, if you are the first time watching this channel, my background is in media and magazines. So way back in 2003, I started my first job as a magazine ad rep. And, I loved selling advertising because it wasn't selling, a piece of paper. It was selling solutions for those people. So I learned way back then to really work out how to connect with people, what was going on for them, what's their desires, what's their pain, what's their struggle, and then giving them a solution. So this then gave me a really good platform over the years to raise my own expert profile. So not only did I work for other magazines that, got sold to a massive company, I ran a lot of magazines, was like the manager. I also then developed my own magazine publishing company. So I've actually published 3 magazines now under my own title, have my whole big team of staff. One was called Profile Magazine. Funny, profile. I've always been into this whole raising your expert profile so that people can, get on board with your message and have transformation. Little One Magazine, which is a beautiful boutique parenting magazine, full of gorgeous, nurseries, clothing, that kind of thing. Also showing parents how to become conscious parents. And also Australian Content Magazine. That was my first digital only publication, which went amazing. So I think I started that in 2014, back when Facebook algorithms weren't too tight that you could actually get a really big audience quite quickly. And then of course what I do these days with Iconic Empires. Now it's part magazine, part video content, part blog, part training, all of this. Now, omnipresence. So these magazines gave me omnipresent. So I had my physical publications, I was online, I was on social media, I was even in the networking events and all of that. So people saw me everywhere. This gave me a really good platform for my coaching practice, which I've been doing for about 5 years now, that I've never really had to chase clients. They come to me because I know my stuff, but also because they see me everywhere, right? So I'll have clients who've come on board from high school. I've had clients come on board from 5 years ago that they met me at a function. They've followed my journey along the way. So I'll get into some actual steps of how you can create omnipresence in your business. And I'm going to pop down here because I've got notes for you. Really omnipresence is about you being able to portray your authentic self to your audience, right? We don't want to do pretendies. We don't want to pretend we're too cool for school and all of that, because that's a facade. And people really can feel your energy these days, even through online. So you need to just be real. Be normal, people. Be normal. So let's talk about, I've got my 5 steps to being omnipresent today. This is something that you can block away some time in your calendar and really set up your content marketing plan and then start integrating it from today, right? It's not hard. It does take a little bit of effort and time. So number 1 way to become omnipresent for your ideal client is start with content to warm them up. So a content marketing platform is my way. So it could be an online magazine or blog. It could be a YouTube channel. It could be you're an Instagram star. It could be that you're on Facebook. Choose a platform. It might be a podcast. Choose a platform to give content that you do consistently. So there's a whole other, I think I've done another video on this, of doing a content marketing platform, so go check out my channel. But just do it consistently. So just like a magazine, I had to do that magazine every month. It was out on the first of the month guaranteed. Or when I did a news agency magazine, it was a quarterly publication, and it was always out on a certain date, because that built trust. My loyal audience knew exactly when to go and get that content to be able to consume it. And also too, by being consistent, you're constantly in the face of your ideal client, okay? Number 2 way to become omnipresent. After you've been showing lots of content on, say, social media, this is all for free, by the way, this first part. So organically through your podcast, through your YouTube channel, just showing up on Facebook Lives, that kind of thing. Next, we actually want to put an offer to our ideal client with an opt-in. So this is something like an ebook, a free resource, something like this. So that's where we want to get their email address, because then we're going to be able to have them into our world, and we're going to be able to talk to them when we want to talk to them, okay? Now, just going back to number 1, you could actually do this through Facebook ads. So if you've got some budget for Facebook ads, I highly recommend that you actually, promote your free content. So you're putting it in front of people's faces. So you're not necessarily saying, hey, let's go on a first date and give me your email address. But what you're doing is just showing really great content. Honestly, a Facebook Live and have that as an ad, just giving some great content, great way to start. Then the second step is then we actually want to get an opt-in where we want to get their email address so we can get them on our list and further nurture them, okay? Number 3, what I love to do is do some sort of masterclass or webinar to my people, so that I give them really structured training so that they can go, oh wow, she actually knows what she's talking about. And what I do is, so send out my free content, my content marketing platform like this. It might even be that I've run Facebook ads to that. I then get people's email address through some sort of opt-in, and I'm constantly sending them emails to remind them of great content. And then, by the way, on that, every now and again, I'll say, hey, would you like to jump on a call, right? So it's as simple as that. But then number 3, giving them, some sort of webinar. And often what I'll do is give that to them straight away. I actually hate waiting for a webinar. If a webinar is in 3 days time, man, you've missed the boat with me. If I'm searching for it, and I see it, I want to consume it now. So what I do is I always give an opt-in on my thank you page of my funnel to go and watch my masterclass, and they can view it right there and then if they want. I'll also obviously send them an email reminder so they can go and watch it at their leisure. So that's the way I do it. A lot of people do it differently. I will probably be trying it differently as well with an evergreen webinar. So it kind of simulates a live webinar, but for the moment, what's working for me is actually just saying,